And I really don't, even though like me and my baby father, we're not like on the right page right now, we're not seeing each other eye to eye.
Out of absolutely nowhere, the iconic couple, Cardi B and Offset, are getting an actual divorce. You're not going to believe what finally caused Cardi B to break it all off. We'll break all of it down for you today, right here in MindHub. Be sure to leave a like and comment what you think about all of this. Filing for divorce.
With you and Offset, okay? What happened with that? Are you guys dating, Still.
I talked to the kid.
So let's get right into it. The news comes from TMZ, who found legal documents filed by Cardi B in a Georgia court that says Cardi is the one seeking disillusionment of her marriage from Offset. What that means for us is that Cardi B initiated this whole thing. It apparently was her idea. But wait, there's more. Cardi is seeking primary physical custody as well as legal custody of their 2-year-old daughter, Culture. She also wants Offset to pay child support, but it's unclear as to the amount or if she's asking for spousal support from him as well. You would hope a celeb like Cardi could support a child on her own if she really doesn't want to be married. But hey, who are we to judge if she wants a little extra dough from the ex? So yeah, that's a big blow, and one that really sets a tone for even more paperwork filed by Cardi B. She also makes clear in her docs that they are currently separated, and that in her words, there are no prospects for reconciliation. Cardi is also adamant in the docs that she wants Offset to be ordered to pay her legal expenses. It seems like Cardi is trying to stick it to Offset in court. Do you think some or maybe all of this is just a way to stab him in the back? Or are her grievances and demands perfectly legitimate? Leave a comment right now and let me know how you're seeing this whole situation. Finally, it does sound like there's a prenup between these two, because Cardi is asking for an equitable division of all marital assets. This sounds like they may not have predetermined how the pie would be divided before tying the knot. Therefore, Cardi B may not have anything holding her back from tapping Offset dry. It appears that Cardi has made up her mind and nothing is going to change it. Though this does beg the question, why now? There are many iconic things about Cardi B and her filing for divorce. Not the least which was that the couple was literally days away from their 3rd wedding anniversary, as they were married in secret back in 2017. So given the fact, you have to wonder why Cardi B filed for divorce now versus a later time that might have been more advantageous, or at the very least, more prepared. The obvious answer is that, though Cardi has many of her own faults, Offset is a known cheater. And we don't mean the counting cards kind of cheater either. Offset has been with many women in his time as a rap star, and that includes allegedly cheating on his very own bride, Cardi B, very early in their marriage. In fact, when she got married to him and a scandal came out, her fans rallied around her to separate from him, and she said in an interview earlier this year why she didn't do that. Quote, "When me and my husband got into our issues, he cheated and everything, and I decided to stay with him and work together with him. A lot of people were so mad at me. A lot of women felt disappointed in me, but it's real life shit. If you love somebody and you stop being with them, and you're depressed, and social media is telling you not to talk to that person because he cheated, you're not really happy on the inside until you have the conversation. Then, if you get back with them, it's like, how could you? You let us all down. People that be in marriages for years, when they say till death do us part, they're not talking about little arguments like if you leave the fridge open. That includes everything." End quote. Now, she's absolutely right there, and this is a nice piece of wisdom from a woman who's notorious for being about her money and her image. But do you really think that that kind of forgiveness she's talking about should extend all the way to an unfaithful spouse? I'm sure not, but I can assume it has something to do with how sorry Offset was about the whole thing, and my guess was that it was not very sincere. And if Cardi B believed what she said, why is she divorcing him now, in 2020? Doesn't she know there's a pandemic, and wildfires, and a fire-nado? This is not the time, Cardi. Could there have been another incident that pushed Cardi over the edge? Is there another factor at play here? It's honestly hard to say, except Culture. Arguably, the biggest thing that's going to come from this divorce is that no matter what happens, their daughter Culture is going to get the worst end of the deal. Many of us know all too well what it's like to grow up with divorced parents. And as we noted earlier, Cardi B is asking for full custody of Culture and wishes to ensure that Offset pays child support, while most likely not being allowed to play a significant role in Culture's life. Isn't that a shame? But you can't say she didn't try. Apparently, it was because of Culture that Cardi B lasted as long as she did in their marriage. Offset has pretty much cheated the entire time they've been together. But Cardi looked the other way because of the baby, a source tells People of the couple who share 2-year-old daughter Culture. She also didn't want to be embarrassed, but she's had enough. If this is indeed the truth, then you can't blame Cardi B for wanting out just for herself, but for her daughter. But there are many layers to this situation. You see, they weren't planning on having that child. It was a surprise to them both, and Cardi B thought because of it that her career was over. But she got back to it, and then went under the knife multiple times because she felt she wasn't beautiful enough. Something many, or perhaps most women go through after having a baby. Ironically, it was Offset himself who said she didn't need that. So even though this child literally connects this couple, the fact that Cardi is fighting so hard to keep Kulture just screams that she honestly doesn't trust Offset to raise her, probably because Kulture is not Offset's only kid. You see, he has a lot of kids from other relationships as well. And with all those kids running around, how could he possibly devote himself to Kulture in such a way that she has a normal childhood? So even though she's only 2, Kulture will be forever scarred from the experiencing of witnessing her parents divide. Wait, did this happen before? If you're getting a bit of deja vu here, you're not wrong, because in late 2018, it seemed as though Cardi B and Offset were going to get a divorce, as Cardi revealed on Instagram that she and Offset were separated. Naturally, this started a firestorm of questions as well as to whether she would full-on file for divorce. However, what was going to happen was much worse because the two basically staged a month-long publicity stunt in which they spread false information that they weren't together and yet kept appearing in each other's lives. Like the time that Offset went to a concert of Cardi's and somehow getting on stage to try and woo her back. Or the two meeting up in Puerto Rico and being caught jet skiing together and admittedly sharing a hotel room, if you know what I mean, and so forth and so on. By the time the 2019 Grammys came around, they were magically reconciled. But that was then and this is now, and what's different this time is that there are legal documents filed, so it appears that this is for real. So that's what we know at this moment. This story will no doubt continue to unfold in the days and weeks ahead. But given what you've seen today, what do you make of all of this? Do you think the divorce will stick? Or will they figure it all out and somehow get back together? How many of Cardi B's demands do you think will be met? Or is this just another publicity stunt but made official paperwork? Let us know in the comments below, and before you head out, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you right here next time on MindHub.